A lot of smart people in the Republican Party. And actually, I would argue, I have my bias, but we tend to be a little bit smarter than those folks on the left. We're also realists. We're practical. And we want to see the most opportunity for everyone. But don't tell the ladies on The View that. No. They assume anybody who's a conservative commentator has got to basically be lacking any brain cells. I want you to see this clip from The View today, saying that all conservative commentators, too specifically, are just too dumb to have any kind of real debate.
Your white conservative friends on the right, one of them, Tucker Carlson, says that you monetize racism.
No, he monetizes racism. In South Carolina, we always kind of say my good friend, and sometimes if anybody from the South ever says, bless your heart.
Yeah, I said that's what Johnson. That's what Johnson
That's the best way that you can kind of tell them off without telling them off. But Tucker he's in this silo, and I knew there was a problem when he was able to go on primetime TV and talk about the great replacement theory, which is rooted in white supremacy, and it's fear. It's grievance. It's all of these things, and it just permeates itself, and it manifests itself in hate. And the problem is that they have ads that play before and ads that play after. And you have these individuals, the Clay Travises of the world, the Ben Shapiros of the world, these people who don't necessarily have the intellect to have honest discussions, but but yet they're able to become millionaires because they're actually just circulating and promulgating this fear.
Okay. So, I know those guys, and they're smart. Very smart. Much smarter than any of those ladies on The View. Thank you very much. I mean, you think about Ben Shapiro, for example, and whether or not you agree with him or you don't agree with him. I know a lot of you don't, but you know what? The guy's smart. And you're not going to take that away from him. I mean, he was like one of the youngest kids graduating from Harvard and then went on to Harvard Law School. He had a radio show when he was like 17, like a national radio show, or out in LA or something. He's really smart, and he's one hell of a classical violinist. Musician to musician. Very smart guy. Harvard undergrad, Harvard law, and makes outstanding arguments. He just can eviscerate the left pretty quickly. I like that about him. Clay Travis, another really smart guy. So smart that he actually sold his company, Outkick, for millions and millions of dollars to Fox. He has an undergraduate degree in history, guy after my own heart. He has a law degree from Vanderbilt University. I mean, he's no slouch. He's got a master's in fine arts, too, from Vanderbilt. I mean, these are smart people. And yet the ladies on The View, I mean, Joy Behar, it's, I don't mean to name drop, Queens College or something, sociology, English degree. I mean, we're not talking rocket scientists there that are sitting around the table. I don't know what Whoopi's background is. Yours truly, Columbia University, but apparently that doesn't mean anything these days. In fact, the Wall Street Journal has an article on how a lot of people are not willing to hire people from Columbia right now. Fortunately, I graduated a long time ago, but this kind of stuff, it's really pretty pathetic. And they're up there. They think you're so dumb, any conservative. Oh, my gosh. It's more threatening, I would argue, to them when you get people like Shapiro or Travis or Tucker or me. By the way, all have very, very different views on things. But I think we're pretty informed. And we come to the table with a lot of information. And we're able to actually knock down their arguments pretty handily. And somehow they really, really don't like that. So I'm amused by it, but this is what they do over and over and over again. It's not right. It's not right that they do that, but also it's just not actually factually right. There's a new poll out that shows educated people are most likely to vote for Donald Trump. How do you like that? This came out today in Newsweek. So they did this poll, and what they discovered was that people who had a college education, as well as people who didn't have a college education, like he's winning both categories. Think about that. I mean, unbelievable. When the results are broken down further, Trump is found to be beating the president among those with only high school education. 51% to 49%, as well as some with a college or associate's degree, 54 to 56%, as well as college graduates, 53 to 47%. In other words, everyone, college graduates, non-college graduates, people get that policy matters and conviction matters. And so you can sit there, ladies on The View, with your guests and say, oh, those conservatives, they're just so dumb. But we're actually a hell of a lot smarter. I would say this: conservatives need to do a better job at marketing their message. They can't let the left continually beat up on them, destroy them. This is what happens. It's another reason I encourage you, please make sure to subscribe to this channel, to like, to share, all of that stuff, because you should be sick of it. I'm sick of it. They can't make one side out to be dumb and evil over and over and over again. It's going to come back to bite them, and I sure hope it does in a really spectacular, big way. Because I think conservatives are some of the smartest, most honest, most altruistic people I know. I really mean that. I mean, you meet people that have these conservative values, and it's like what you see is what you get. There's a true blue aspect to people who come from that conservative cloth that help me to trust them. And I think that as much as the media wants to put you down, you need to remember who you are. You're strong. You're conservative. You believe in this country. You believe in America. You believe in the values that have made us a success. I don't think this kind of brainwashing is going to work. I really don't.